Hey guys, it's Skulk3 and welcome to part 23 of Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. I almost said the Minish Cap there, but that's not right. In the last part, it's been a while since I last recorded, so I imagine we did stuff with becoming a Goron. Got the Goron's Lullaby, presumably. First came to Snowhead. Probably got the Don Gero's mask. I don't know. But anyway, and in this part, we are going to be taking on the Snowhead Temple, or that, it might be over a few parts or something, but I don't know. As far as my current plan is, it's going to be one video per dungeon, but I do not apologize if I choose to change that later on. Anyway, as you can see, there's a pretty strong breeze blowing here, which is going to stop us getting to... I'm not going to demonstrate it, that'll just waste some time. There's a strong breeze which stops us getting to there. Let's see what the cause of that is. It's an enormous Goron belching at us, or possibly just going Wah! Now, of course, the one thing we want him to do is to stop doing that, and you might stop doing that if he, oh, I don't know, fell asleep. That's right, Goron lullaby time. Doom bum bum, doom bum 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 bum. It's a simple melody, but, you know, I can see it being relatively soothing. And he magically is visible again. I don't know, maybe when you're tired, magic stops working. So... stay awake. Well, that's just great, but now there's an enormous Goron in our way, which isn't much more helpful. No! Balls. Oh dear, that's not good. Sorry, guy. Well, at least we can get into the dungeon now, or the temple, or whatever you want to call it. Snowhead Temple, I think it's its actual name, so let's call it a temple. There's a fairy in that thing, as you just saw. And I'll show this off right now. There's a white wolf there again. And, well, if I can get this on the first try, then I'm not going to bother showing off the other thing, but if I fall down, then I'll show it off. No! Dang it. Okay, well, since I fell off and it brought me all the way back here, as it does, when you spectacularly fail, I will show you. It's probably better not to roll all the time, but there are snowballs on that slope up there, which can stop you from moving, essentially, and knock you back, so, you know. In any case, in this cave right here, we have the stray fairies for this temple. There they are, all green and whatnot. You'd think green would suit the swamp better, you know, but, you know, you'd think the ones for this would be like light blue or something, but apparently not. You know, it's not a big deal. I suppose also it makes it so that you can see them clearly in the temple, because, you know, the temple's bound to be a bit blue and a bit white and a bit everything like that. So if they had stray fairies which look like that, they'd be harder to spot. I can't remember if they appear in bubbles in this dungeon or not, which is a bit weird considering I did this temple a few days ago just to do a practice run so I could remember where all the stray fairies and everything were. So yeah, I've done that, so hopefully this should go relatively flawlessly. Well, I say flawlessly, but you know, without too much incident, essentially. This is kind of big. It's gonna take more than average strength to move this thing. Thank you, dear. I'm just trying to kill these white bows. Booger off. You slimy little gits. Squish you all. Ah, that was fun. So yes, here's a Majora's Mask rock. It's quite incredible how he's managed to get the Majora's Mask emblazoned on everything in the world. Either that or Majora's Mask was even more... what's the word I'm looking for? Even more relevant than we thought. So here's... oh, I didn't realize it was so easy to kill those guys as a Goron. I think I had a lot more trouble last time, because Goron Link, although he's powerful, he is, of course, really, really slow. There's a stray fairy over there, which shows that they do appear in bubbles. But I don't think we can actually get it yet, and I just realized I forgot to get bombs and arrows and things like that. But fortunately, I believe... Go away, fella. Excuse me. Come on. There we go. I believe there should be arrows there. Excellent, and that was not nice. I do not appreciate that, thank you very much. Honestly. So yeah, that White Wolf Fuss was a bit rude, honestly. But it's not a problem, we've fully healed pretty much anyways. So, let's head over to the other side of this gaping canyon thingy. At every place like this, you can curl up as Goron and roll your way across. Why don't you try it? I was about to. I was just looking ahead so I could line myself up nicely. Honestly, you're just too helpful with the comments. Well, not necessarily helpful. You're trying to be helpful. But in reality, quite ironically, you're proving to be just the opposite. I'm not sure if it's ironic. Probably more a coincidence. So, well, at least I get to show this off now. Goron Link can walk on lava without any problems, but Deku Link cannot walk on lava at all. Regular Link, I believe, can, but he takes damage pretty regularly. See if we can pop that there bubble. Yes, we can. So that's nice. Put on the Great Fairy Mask. Here you come, fella. I'm just going to change the power options on my laptop so that the screen stops turning off every few seconds. Because that's really kind of unhelpful. Oh, actually, hang on. Yes, that's what I thought. Thought there was another stray fairy underneath the platform there, so hooray! Dooby-dooby-doo, get over here now, please. Hello? Did I pop the bubble? Oh. Ah! There you are. You'll never catch me. Or you will, which is really quite helpful, all things considered. I'd really rather you'd just cooperate with me. I don't know why. It might be the fact that I'm recording this at 10 to 1 in the morning, but I really feel like everything's a lot quieter now. It's really kind of weird, because, you know, I'm not recording in a way that would be particularly quieter than usual. I don't know, I guess it's probably just because of the time, the curtains are closed, yeah, it's dark outside, there's no kind of atmosphere. Wait, there's plenty of atmosphere, what the hell am I on about? But yeah, so Snowhead Temple, it's not exactly a bad temple or anything, but I've always dreaded having to do this temple whenever I play Majora's Mask. I don't know why. I think it's just because of one thing, which I always think is more complicated than it actually is in reality. But yeah, I just always go, oh god, the Snowhead Temple now. And really, it's not too bad at all. Some more arrows there. We're going to jump into here because this leads us to the map, which is, you know, it's not a necessary find. You can arguably just get past this room. Oh, there's a stray fairy in here, so if you're going for 100% stray fairies, then you don't want to. Although, actually, I think we might have to come into this room at some point anyway, to be able to get up later. Because the way will be blocked for reasons that you will see. That thing being also, the reason it'll be blocked, also being the mechanic in this dungeon, which I'm not especially well, no, at this point I'm not bothered by it at all, because it's a lot simpler than I always think, but it's the reason I typically don't want to do the Snowhead Temple. It's kind of weird. Just gonna take a drink here, don't mind me. Refreshing-y, kind of. Also a bit sickening at times, but you know, that's what happens when you have sugary drinks. Yoink! And yep, so in this dungeon, obviously, you're going to be making a fair amount of use of the Lens of Truth. It's not a very frequent thing, it's mainly used for finding stray fairies, but every now and then you're going to have little Lens of Truth puzzles. Here's the enormous sort of center room of the temple, and we can't get up to those areas just now, but we will be able to once we find the item of this dungeon. Just gonna look around a bit. Yeah, I think we want to go through this door then. We can drop down as well, but I don't think it really helps us much at this point. I might as well do that later, when it'll be a bit more useful, really. I'm quite surprised Link can pull this in his regular self. It seems like it would be really heavy. But in any case, you only need to pull it out so you can get to this chest which has a small key in it. However, if you're going to go for full stray fairies, which I am, because, you know, 100% LP and everything, you're going to also have to push it to the other end of the room, which, you know, it's always fun having tedious block pushing. I say puzzles, it's not even really a puzzle, it's just, oh, you need to push this over there now. The other thing is, when people sort of analyze... I've noticed this with myself, and it's probably a bit of a bad thing, really, but I've always noticed when people do sort of reviews of, oh, this is my favourite Zelda dungeon because the puzzles in it are so unique and whatever and things like that, is that I never really think of things like this in terms of being a puzzle. I always just think of it as, right, and then you go into this room, and then you push this block there, and then it's all good. Because, I mean, you know, technically it is a puzzle, because you need to use your brain, you need to push the blocks to the right places so that this will happen, so that you can do this and that and there. But I always just sort of go, yep, that's what you do. Moving on. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but it's just something I've always noticed. It's also a good thing that Goron Link can walk through lava without any problems, because it means we can press that switch, so that we can get to this stray fairy over here. I keep telling you where all the stray fairies are going to be before I get to them. I'm so rude like that. Excuse me. Yeesh. Yeah, those are red bubbles. They're just fire damage enemies, essentially. Have I introduced blue bubbles yet? I think I pointed at one earlier. Not earlier today, obviously, but I think I pointed at one earlier in the playthrough. There's a stray fairy, which is not stray fairy at all. That's a regular fairy. Whoops. I don't think we can actually do anything in this room yet. Sorry about that. I'm trying to remember where the locked door is. I think it's back in the entrance room, we can get to right now. Give me a second, please. It takes time to move, if you couldn't guess. So it's... I'm gonna have to go through here again, I think. I don't think there's a faster way yet at this point, but it's not a big deal. It's not exactly like it's a big trek. Actually, there might... I don't think there's a way to melt the enormous block of ice at this stage, but there might be. It doesn't really matter if there is, because by the time you see this, I'll have finished the game, so, you know, well, I'll have finished it assuming everything goes to plan. If everything doesn't go to plan, then I won't have finished this game, and that'll be pretty hilarious, but I should imagine I will have done. Okay, come on, guy. Come on. Who's a little wolfy boy? There you go. Come on. Now just try and attack me now. Come on. Come on. I don't have all day. Well, kind of do, but, you know. There you go, jeez. Some wolves just not wanting to die. I swear, back in my day, all we ever did was die, and we were happier for it. Okay, come on. Come on. Who wants to die today? There you go. Nice. I wonder if we can kill them in one shot like that. I don't expect so, but I'm gonna give it a go. Oh, cool. Shows what I know. Okay, you can't do that. Hang on, did we pick up any bombs? Yes, we did, good. I don't know if there is a better way to get to that box up there. I certainly haven't found it, but I think we might need to throw bombs properly with good timing and everything. There we go. I don't think I've ever done that without taking damage. I don't know the other way you'd get up there otherwise, but that's how I've done it. So, oi! Get back here, you! I think it was kind of following me in the perfect circle that I'd just run in. So, you know, it was in fact going further away from where it needed to be. You gotta love pathfinding. Kaboom! Yes, don't worry, I haven't forgotten about that treasure chest over there. Just need to think about this room a second. Yeah, we can't do anything in here until we find the item of the dungeon. As is the case with pretty much every dungeon or temple or whatever you want to call it. In any Zelda game, you'd get access to about a third of the stuff until you get the item, and then all the way through the dungeon like a crazy man. It's really incredible temple design, though, in these games. It's just, you know, it's really more complicated than you might think about it. Sorry, about to say like 3 things at once there, and I need to sort out my brain. I might as well continue with the point I was making before. is that, you know, they're really good temple designs, because they have to make it so that before you find the item, you can't get into these rooms, which you wouldn't be able to solve if you didn't have the item. And like, they make it sort of things like, they make it easier to get around once you find the item of the dungeon as well. But then there's also just like, okay, once you find a small key here, then you can get into this room over here where you can find another small key so you can get into that one, and then, you know, I don't think I'd be able to design a dungeon that well around it. I'd always just like accidentally put a small key in a place which technically wasn't accessible at any point. So yeah, good work, guys. You've done good in these games. I mean, you know, there's people out there who'd say, oh, this temple was really shit, but with all the stuff you have to put into consideration. Over here, as you can see, there is a big lump of snow. If you use the lens of truth, hidden room! I think this is the case for just about every... I think it's actually the case for every time there's a hidden wall, there'll be... Well, not every time, actually, I don't think, but every time there's that snow thing, then there will be a hidden wall next to it, or it will be a hidden wall, essentially. Well, not a hidden wall, sorry, a hidden room. It's going to be a pretend wall. There's just rupees in there. We don't need to waste 2 hours getting that. No, actually, I think that's... Wait! Oh, okay, that'll do. Let's use the blast mask, I think, just for this. Kaboom! And we get ourselves another small key from this. So that's nice and dandy. I don't think I've... Well, actually, you could see it for a split second earlier when we got the compass, but I don't think I've ever shown how the blast mask face actually looks. Kind of looks goofy. Let it respawn there. Look at that. What silliness. In here, there is a hidden stray fairy, which you can't see without the lens of truth. There it is right there. There's some white bows forming all over the place. Little sods. Put on the Great Fairy's mask and go and kill some white bows, I suppose. Actually rhymed without me intending to do so. Excuse me, fella. There we go. So yeah, like this. This is sort of the thing I think I was thinking about this on my own while doing this very temple, because I'd just watched... I've never actually known his name. There's just a guy who's like top 10 lists I occasionally watch. And he was talking about puzzles in Zelda games and temples and everything like that. And I think it was when I got to this puzzle I thought, I don't really think of this necessarily as a puzzle typically. I just sort of think of it, okay, push that thing down, then push that thing down, then push that thing down. Even though it really quite clearly is a puzzle. Especially when we get into the main meat of it, because that was only a small section, my friends. Whoa. But yeah, because you need to press this, and then it's a timed thing, and it's all crazy, but it's just like some of the things for just getting across a room. The example I'm thinking of right now is in the... Oop, that wasn't a good idea. Is in the Deku tree back in Ocarina of Time. There's a room where there's... Zelda fans will know this room automatically, but the room where there's a big pool of water, there's a sort of small platform to get across. There's a small platform going underneath those spikes to get across, and you need to go into the water to press a switch, which is underwater, to lower the water level a bit so you can climb onto the thing and go under the spiky bar with safety. And, you know, that is a puzzle, but I never really think of it as one, because it's just like, yeah, that's just what you do, that's just how you get to it. But I don't know, maybe it's just because, you know, I'm used to the puzzles. So, you know, I know the solutions so that I don't really think of them as puzzles anymore. Maybe like the first time I figured it out or something, I thought, ah, that's really clever. But now that I've done it loads of times, then I just sort of go, yeah, that's what you do, do-de-do-de-do. So as Goron Link, we need to roll over that. That was close. I believe the mini-boss is through that door, which is pretty nice, because that means... Yeah. I was just trying to remember what this room was, but I know what this room is. This is where the map was previously. Okay, I'm gonna go and do the mini-boss first, actually, because there's a stray fairy in this room which I'm gonna be getting, but I'm gonna go do the mini-boss first, because then if I accidentally fall off in that room, then it won't take me as long to get back up. I'll be able to just immediately go back up to the top bit of the room, so in here. Is there going to be a magic potion in these? No, there's going to be arrows, which is helpful, I suppose. Yeah, we're going to want to be Link for this. Well, regular Link, I mean. And money! That's not going to help us fight this guy. Yes, this is the Wizrobe. He's probably my least favourite mini-boss. I can't really remember the mini-boss. Actually, no, I think the mini-boss, one of the mini-bosses. That was a really weird noise there. Kind of sounded like Nigel Thornberry. Anyway, yeah, I'd say probably actually my favourite mini-boss, not my favourite one, my least favourite one, is one of the ones in the next temple. It just, I'm really bad at fighting it typically, and it just really annoys me and kind of creeps me out at the same time. I wonder if there's going to be an arrow flying over to there. I think there was. So yeah, after a certain number of hits, and that was quite fortunate, after a certain number of hits, then he will start appearing on all 4 of the pads, but only one of them will be the actual one. It's fairly easy to see which is the real one, because he's a bit more solid than the other 3. But it's not always incredibly easy to tell. That's why, basically, you fight this guy twice in this dungeon, and I find the easiest thing to do is just stand by the doorway. Because then you can see the ones next to you, you can get to them pretty quickly. And the ones which are further away, you can kind of see both of them at the same time, I think. Or you can certainly see them really soon after each other. Anyways, we got the fire arrows now, so we can melt those enormous blocks of ice we've seen around the place. Which is pretty groovy. Excuse me. Such as that one right over there, and that one down there, and even that one over there. It's pretty cool that I managed to find 3 frozen doorways right as I was, but yeah, so that's what I wanted to get before going and getting the Strayfarer in here, because it requires not exactly difficult platforming, but, you know, if you're a little bit off, then it can not make you fall down, which I wouldn't want to have to go all the way around through the temple to do. So, fire arrows, as you might expect... Dang it. Fire arrows, as you might expect, take up magic power. Over here, if you use lens of troop-de-doo. Well, that just proves that it was good that I went and got the fire arrows first. Because now we can immediately get back up to there. Well, I say immediately, it's pretty dang much immediately. Fire arrow at that light switch, not that light switch, at that eye switch. And, yeah, middle platform raises so we can get over here. It's pretty nifty and very dang useful. Computer, please don't pretend to turn off. It's not very helpful to anyone. I don't think that when the computer does that it actually affects the recordings or anything. I think it's just the screen turns off and it goes, oh man, if you're not really using me, then I'm just going to go to sleep. But, you know, of course I am using it. Using it quite thoroughly, quite frankly. And I don't appreciate being lied to. I wasn't being lied to at all. What am I on about? I don't know. I think it's the sleep deprivation, although it's not even slightly sleep deprivation because it's only 1:06 in the morning. And trust me, I have been up later than that these holidays. Oh boy, have I. Not a good idea to do so, but I definitely have done. Now I'm gonna keep on heading up for now. I don't actually know if we can get particularly far. We can go down there, but there's a locked door and we don't have a key. Right. Well, in that case, I'm just gonna fall to my death. No, I'm just gonna fall down to there. Whoa! Red bubble. Oi! Rude! You just try and get through an enormous pit of lava. You can't do it without enormous flaming skulls jumping right at your face. What has society come to? So, yeah, that reminds me of the London riots, which, for me, are going on right now. And I really, really hope to God that by the time this video goes up, they've long in the past and, you know, everything's been sorted. Because otherwise, shit, quite frankly. Yeah, it's not a fun situation, is it? I don't really know exactly why they're rioting, but I haven't really followed the news that carefully. I just know, Jesus man, violent rioting all over the place. At this point, I don't know actually all the places they've been so far, but the main ones I've heard about are London and Manchester. So, you know, if they spread further, or if those turn out to be incredibly bad ones or something, then, you know, people in the future, which is present for you guys, are going to know about that, whereas I am going to be a bit ignorant at this stage because, you know, I'm in the past. I don't know you guys with your fancy new technology like your iPods and your... Actually, those exist now. It's only a matter of months and not years, Joe. Oh well, I'm just slightly insane. So let's light these torches. I really shouldn't make references to things which are going on now, should I? I mean, it's kind of fun every now and then to just go, oh man, this is something that for you guys happened a while ago, but for me it's happening right now. Ooh, ooh. But really, people aren't going to want to hear about it because, you know, it's in the past. It's had its limelight. It's been forgotten, or probably not been forgotten. But you know, it's been. Yep, that happened. Now let's just move on with our lives. Come on. I believe this is our 9th stray fairy, was it? Yeah, 9th. I get the feeling I had 10 at this stage when I was doing it. In my practice run, but that's not exactly a big problem. They shouldn't be hard to find anyway. Let's see. Okay. So this thing here is much like what we saw back in that room where I was discussing whether things were puzzles or not. If you squish this down, then the pillar in the middle rises up from the grave, only it's not a grave at all. So this is why sometimes later in the dungeon we aren't going to be able to access certain areas, because the pillar's going to be in the way, so we can't just like run across the... Yeah, Link, I really wanted you to do that, didn't I? Yep, I'm not sure why it is, but I sometimes find myself, when I'm playing this, or occasionally playing Ocarina of Time, is that I sort of do a roll just before jumping. It doesn't, I'm pretty damn certain it doesn't make you jump any further or faster or anything, but I always find myself doing it. Or pretty frequently find myself doing it. I shouldn't quite exaggerate. And... Huh? Could have sworn this is the door that you went through that you could actually go somewhere. Brilliant. Actually, we're gonna pop down... Hang on. Which... Okay, let's go over that way so that I don't forget to get something in that room. Because, yeah, there are a few stray fairies in rooms we've already been in which we don't actually need to return to, technically. But if we don't, then, you know, we're not going to get all the stray fairies. Which, of course, I am trying to do. And I would like to melt that enormous block of ice. Thank you very much. Honestly. So rude. So, yeah, I believe in here we have a key to get. If we kill all these Freezards, I believe they're called. Whoop. Don't fall off the edge there, Link. That's a bad idea, typically. Okay. And melt your face off. And we got a chest over here. So that's... exactly what we were planning on, really. So there's also in that room where I found out you can kill the Wolfos with a single bound, which I'm going to be using a lot more often now. Now that I know that strategy, it's going to be really, probably quite helpful, I should imagine. Ah, nice. I didn't actually know if that would work, but, you know, apparently it did, so that's pretty dang nifty. Sorry, just taking another drink. So yeah, the reason I'm recording this at 1 AM is because my parents are currently on holiday in France, and so there's fewer people in the house to disturb. There's still... What? You mean you don't get killed immediately by a ground pound? That's annoying. Oh, I think it's still a little bit faster anyway. But yeah, so my parents are in France. My sister and her boyfriend are still around the house, but they're like... Okay, seriously, what? Anyway, they're in the attic, because that's where my sister's bedroom is. Crazy, I know, but yeah, that's they're in the attic, so they can't hear me from down here, so I don't feel that I have to talk quietly or anything. Okay, maybe it depends on how close you are to them or something that affects how many hits it takes, but still, that's a bit confusing. That's... Oh no, that's perfect size for Link. So yeah, inside these big ice blocks, are they really ice blocks? They're kind of just ice lumps. There's like things that you need to melt. I don't think you need to melt that one over there actually though. I think that's... yeah, I'm pretty sure that's empty and it's off the sorry, it's off the track that the stone block can go on. That's what I'm thinking the best way to do this. I think we should do this first, because then we only need to push the block one way. We don't need to... Oh, goodness me. We don't need to push it one way and then push it back again, and, you know, complicated crap like that. Well, not complicated, just time-consuming. Demon pots. Is this the first time we've seen these guys? I don't know. I don't think it is, but could be. So there's a stray fairy. I don't think there's going to be any more in this room. It's kind of annoying when the stray fairies are running around you. Okay, there's no more. When the stray fairies are running around you, then you can't access your menu. Which, you know, it's not a big problem. It's just a mild irritation. And are the wolfers going to be back? Oh, of course they are. Brilliant. Oh, that's not a big deal. Yeah, man. We don't need to press the switch again, which is good. Nor do we need to unmelt the block over here. So that's also pretty... Actually, can we jump over to there from here? I don't think so. I'm going to try once with the bunny hood, but if it doesn't work, then I'll just give it up, essentially. Okay. Come on, Link. What? Ah. Bloody control stick. Ah, I can't see anything. We're experiencing. What am I, a freaking rugrat? Okay, come on. Okay. I'd just like to go over and see that. Okay. Whoop. Nope. Okay. That was a nice bit of time wasting, wasn't it? Still, fortunately we don't have to push this every single block that it'll go. We can just go, okay, push, push. And one final push. Go away, fella. I don't want to deal with you today. Ooh, he almost got me there, kind of, but not really. Ah! That was close. Okay, we're going 31 minutes now, and we have 11 stray fairies. I'd say we're doing pretty well. There's one stray fairy in this dungeon, which is really kind of annoying to get. It's not necessarily particularly annoying, but certainly very time-consuming and slightly easy to miss. It's very easy to miss if you don't know where it is, essentially. But like even if you do know where it is, there's still a small chance that you might accidentally miss it. This room is now a lot shorter because we can just melt that. Just trying to remember where this goes exactly. This little path here. Whoopsie. Right. Okay. Hang on. Can we actually get anywhere from here? Don't believe we can, no. Anyway, what we want to do here, I believe, first of all, is punch these blue bits of pillar. As we do that, then the enormous pillar in general, will fall a little. This is necessary for later in the dungeon. We can't get anywhere at this stage, so let's jump down here. And does that actually help us at all? Good question. Actually, I think if we go through here... No, not at all through there. Dang it, I can't remember where we went to. Oh, hang on. Okay, I got it. We go down here, we get hit by a fire bubble, or a red bubble, or whatever these guys are called again. Oh cool, we're now fully healed again, which is always helpful, having full health and full magic and everything. Oh, also, by the way, I think I'm going to tell you guys this now. At least I believe this is the case. I didn't actually hand them in last time, but I'm pretty sure that for collecting all the stray fairies in this one, I believe you get your not your life bar, your magic power extended. So you can essentially have twice as much magic power, so that it runs out less quickly. Essentially. Odd how that works, you know, if you have more of something it runs out less quickly, but it's a weird concept, I know, but you know, video game logic and all that. I said you know about like 5 times there, you know? Okay. I want the Goron mask and run through here. Yep, this is all looking about right. So we can head along this snowbank. You don't even need to use the snowbank there, actually. You can just jump down and climb up the ladder. Okay, yeah, so over here in the top right corner thing, I'll show this off now because we walked past it and didn't show it off. You might be able to see it if I'm careful. You can see there's a snowbank thing there. That means there's an invisible wall there. That is the strafe area I was talking about earlier, which is very easy to accidentally miss. Especially if you don't know where it is. If you do know where it is, then you might accidentally just not be able to grab it. That happened to me once, many years ago. No, last time I was trying to do this. I was trying to speed up the process because the way you get it is really slow. So yeah, I was just trying to speed that up a little, and it just didn't work. But it also let me confirm something that I thought, which I'll be able to show off in this probably, which should save us loads of time in getting back up to the top of the temple. So if we ever accidentally fall, then I can show this off. And there's going to be one time when we intentionally fall anyway, so it all works out in the end. So there's another fake wall there. A fake wall. It's kind of like a fake wall, only essier. What? I don't know. Okay, yeah, I was just remembering what's in this room. So we want to get that stray fairy and melt that ice block over there. Because that's going to get us to 2 more stray fairies, I believe. This is our 12th? Yes, so that means there's 2 more stray fairies up here. And then just that one that I was telling you about earlier, and then we've got them all. So that's pretty cool. In here, we have 2 Dinofalls, I think they're called? Yes, Dinofalls. I think this guy was actually the one of the mini-bosses in the swamp place, wasn't he? Can't remember what it's called. Woodfall, that's the one. Woodfall Temple. I should really call them temples in this game, because I'm pretty sure they all are. Just trying to remember what the last one was called. But in any case, 3 out of 4 of them are called temples, so I should call them temples rather than dungeons. But, you know, I think I've always called them dungeons when doing Zelda games. Just, you know, I'm a crazy rebel like that. Let's see. I'm going to jump down here. And then down here. And we should all be good. So yeah, turn back into Goron Link. And soon, for the first time... Oh no, wait, no, not for the first time, never mind. I was going to say, for the first time in this dungeon, we're going to be Deku Link, which is a bit crazy, but in reality, we've already done that, haven't we? To get up to a place earlier on. So, you know, it's not a big deal anymore. What a shame. So yeah, just punch these 4 snowballs out of the way. These things respawn every time, which is a bit irritating, but it's not a big deal. So yeah, over here, if the stop turning off, honestly, I should probably set up a special power plan for recording so that it never turns off the screen or something. Anyway, so yeah, here we have... okay, there's a treasure chest over there. I was just trying to remember what that was. That is, I believe, the boss key. But we'll get to that shortly. Yeah. So we want to be Deku Link, and we want to shoot over to that direction over here. Yeah, here we go. Right, this is how you get the final stray fairy. It is incredibly time consuming and really dull, so I'm gonna speed it up or cut ahead or something to the point where I've fallen enough to get to the stray fairy. I will see you guys in either a couple seconds or in a second. But for me, I have to do this the long way. Sometimes it would be a bit better if you could edit out bits of life, but, you know, that could also get risky because, you know, then you're just shortening your life. And I shouldn't say anything insightful or... Well, I already haven't, but I shouldn't say anything of interest here because it means I need to keep this in, and that's very dull to watch. So, yeah, cutting ahead now. Can't quite get in yet. You can almost see, like, a small line at the top. I'll show you. Whew, that was close. That was a risky move, but it paid off. Anyway, you can almost see sort of a line at the top showing where the fake wall started. Now... Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show off the one thing I was going to show you, which is cool. As Deku Link just jumped into the lava, as long as you don't go into any other rooms, then you'll appear back up top here. What are you doing? I didn't want this. I didn't want this. But yeah, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go get the boss key, and then I'm going to go and get the thing for handing in the stray fairies, because I think it'll be slightly helpful against the boss of this dungeon. Because once we've got the boss key, we have completed the dungeon, essentially. We just need to fight the boss. And the boss for this dungeon is my favourite one of the game, so, you know, that's pretty cool. So, you know, even though I dread doing this temple for whatever reason, even though, as I've discussed, it's not really something I should really dread, because it's really quite simple. By the way, I'm going to be using regular arrows for this fight. I don't know if fire arrows are more effective, but, you know, I figure I might as well just stick with regular. As I was saying, yeah, so the boss is always worth fighting for me, even if I don't like the temple that much. So, you know, it's not a big problem. Oh, there you are, you Wizrobe. You guys looked a lot cooler back in the 2D games. Okay. I think this is where he also starts to fake you out by partially teleporting in one, and then disappearing and teleporting in another. Though I might be mistaken about that. Yeah, you can't hit him there because he's doing the thing where he runs around like an idiot. This is where it gets a bit more annoying because there's like 7 spots around the room, I think. Oh, found you. I think Tattle will also show you which one is the real one a bit beforehand. Yeah, that's what I thought. Crafty beggar. Now, if you let this guy attack, then he will make an enormous bit of ice, which will freeze you in place and will slowly do a few hearts of damage, which is not fun. But you know, it's not really the worst attack or anything. It's just kind of annoying that it has a fairly good range once it hits the floor, and if you step on the ice at all or step on the snow at all, then you freeze for a few seconds, and it's really kind of irritating. So 42 seconds? That would be really impressive. No, 42 minutes completion time, vaguely. I mean, you know, a little bit longer to get back up to the top of the thing later, but this is also another thing I can show off. If you play the Song of Soaring while within a temple, then the following happens. You get mauled by a giant owl. No, you soar to the entrance, or you get given the option to soar to the entrance, so that you can just get in and out of the dungeon nice and quick. So that's pretty cool. There's no way to get back to where you left, though, which is a mild irritation. So, you know, Farore's Wind would have been pretty cool in this game, but, you know, not necessary. And so, yes, we're going to go and collect our reward for the stray fairies. Where are ya? He's around the other way. But if not, then I'm just wasting people's time a bit more than I usually do. I think it's over here. Yeah, there we go. Snap. Okay, so let's collect our extended life. I keep saying extended life bar. Extended magic bar, unless I'm wrong and we get something else. But I'm pretty sure we get the life bar. Magic bar! Eesh. I blame my tiredness. I'm gonna blame that for anything I fail at in this video, though, so don't really believe it. Oh, wise young one, I am the la-di-da-di-da-di-ba. Yeah, I think you just said enhancement to your magic power. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, there we go. And that's as much magic as you can get in the game. It doesn't double in size any more than that, so Goron Link looks really kind of scary when he's doing that. His guy goes enormous? Ugh. His eye goes enormous. Don't think too much about the first comment. So yeah, there goes the Great Fairy of Wisdom, I believe she said she was, with her stylish green hair. Don't run into the... I don't know, I don't really get the camera sometimes. It's like, okay, I'm running the wrong way. Press L to target it behind myself. Oh, I'm still going the wrong way somehow. What? Okay. Well, as you can hear, we're slowly approaching the evening of the first day. So we'll sort that out soon enough. Okay. Also, actually, I'm quickly going to do one other thing, because I think we need to do this. We might be able to do it at night time as well. I can't really remember, but just in case we need to do it before 6 p.m, I'm going to try and do it now. That's making more time between doing that, between getting the boss key and getting the boss. But, you know, I'll probably cut out getting back up to the boss room. Just because it's a bit dull, really. And you've already seen how to do it. So, yeah, but first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to take our fire arrows. Sorry, my throat is beginning to get a bit sore because I've been talking for 45 minutes pretty much solidly. I should probably have left you in peace for a little while, but nope, I'm not that kind of guy. So let's head into here. Ooh, do we have enough rupees? Okay, hang on. I hope we have enough rupees. I imagine we might do, perhaps.
Gamora! Huh? Oh, you've done me a great favor. Now then. This can finally go to work for me. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Gamora, fetch our customer some coffee, quick like. Now then, let me take a look at your sword. Alright, to reforge your sword it will cost you 100 rupees. It'll be ready at sunrise. You'll have to let us hold on to your sword until then. Keep in mind that after you use your reforged sword 100 times it will lose its edge and it'll be back to its original sharpness. So, would you like your sword reforged for 100 rupees?
I'll do it.
Thanks for dropping in. Now then, I'm straight off to work. Come back tomorrow morning.
That guy scares me. So yes, we can no longer use our sword, as you can see. We can press B as many times as we want, and that guy's freezing again. Because we haven't saved him. But yeah, so we don't have our sword anymore, but that's not a big deal, because I don't think we're really going to need our sword for a little while anyways. Because the next boss you fight as a Goron, so, you know. Or, I think you can fight him as a human, but he's much more fun to fight as a Goron in any case. I think there are like some strategies on there that let you beat the boss either really quickly or without any risk of taking damage or something, but it's certainly a less fun way than the Goron way, the proper way to fight the boss. So yes, now that we're back here at night of the first day, and now that we're back here at Snowhead, I'm going to cut ahead to when we get to the boss room. I will see you guys in just a second. And we're back! This is Goron Link here saying not actually anything, because Link doesn't really talk at all, other than the occasional random sound. Because, you know, that's why we like him, because otherwise, well, you know what happens when Link talks. In any time when Link talks, it's not good. Not that I know of, at least. Anyway, here is my favorite boss. He is currently trapped in ice. Let's see, should we rescue him? Yes, this seems like a great idea. Well, we kind of need to, otherwise, you know, the world's gonna die. Not exactly what you want of an evening. So yes, this is a guy whose name I've never actually been quite certain how to pronounce. Yeah, masked mechanical monster. I've always said got, but you know, it's a bit awkward to say at times. It could be like goat, in which case, because he's kind of like a beastie goaty thing. But I've always called him got, and I'm damned well gonna keep calling him that. So, you know, if you disagree, then fair enough. I'm not gonna judge you. Just you don't judge me, okay? That's how a fair society works. So let's ram into your legs. Try to avoid that lightning bolt. Good, we avoided it. We avoided it. And this guy's just gonna keep running around. If you manage to hit him just as you're going off a ramp, or once you've gone off a ramp, then you should be able to trip him up, typically. I have yet to do so for some reason. And yeah, I just really like this boss, because it's really original. You just... Okay, you gotta keep rolling around, and it's not necessarily even so much that it's an original boss fight that I like about it, it's that it's fun. You know, you just have to roll around loads of shit, and, you know, it's pretty cool. And it's also, you know, it's fairly easy, but some aspects of it are challenging, like not getting hit by those lightning bolts, or by the stuff falling down from the ceiling, or by the bombs that he drops after he's taken a certain amount of damage. But, you know, he's by no means a difficult boss to fight, as long as you're good at rolling and aiming your rolls, essentially, into those magic pots and onto Got himself. Yeah, so let's ram into his hooves and steer away from the electricity bolt, and hopefully kill him soon enough, because computer screen's turning off again. One of these days, Alice, one of these days. Oopsie daisy, that's not what you want. But yeah, so in this entire boss fight we've only taken... Okay, after a certain point he'll also become very brave and turn around directly to face you, which is a good time to catch up with him, essentially. If he gets too far ahead, then he'll do that, but it's not a big deal. And that was a bad move. It is kind of annoying though with that lightning bolt, because sometimes you just can't dodge out of the way, like when you're in the air. Oh, jeepers creepers, where'd you get those peepers? Not even slightly in tune, but I don't care. I don't actually know the tune. Oh, jeepers creepers, where'd you get those peepers? Okay, come on, guy. Tie? What? I'm gonna die now. Yeah, I'm doing suddenly a lot worse than beforehand. Whoopsie. No, that's fine, actually. Okay. Try not to get onto the outside corners, because then it's harder to catch up with him. Try to stick to the inside, which, you know, I haven't been doing up till now. That might explain why I've been pretty far away from him for most of this fight. Come on. There we go! Ah, I was one hit away that entire time. So, yes, he'll go on a wild rampage. He's out of control, slams into a wall, gets buried within rock, and you win! So, yeah, that's pretty much gotten Himmel, as they would say in Germany if they wanted to say God in heaven. Not sure why I decided to say all that, but whatever. So yes, we now have one row of hearts completed. That's right, that is one row of hearts, which consists of 10 hearts, I believe it was. And we get Got's remains! You have just freed the innocent spirit that this dark mask had kept imprisoned within the body of evil Got! Woo! And yes, as his mask slowly rises into the air, I say this to you. I'm still recording, because, you know, it doesn't make much sense to end the recording here. So yes, here is Link looking kind of adorable, as he does. What exactly are all of you? Kind of sound like Homsa, only deeper. Guardians? So, you're protective gods. That's why you're in the temples. But why are the protective gods... No, wait! Are you listening to me? Hey! Wait! And the gods disappear. The plot thickens. But yes, once you complete the Snowhead Temple, then things start to warm up a little over here on Snowhead. This Goron guy who is standing outside Darmani's grave is no longer quite so cold, and his brother should defrost any second now. Come on, fella. There you go. I knew you wanted to defrost. Ah, poor Gorons. Look, brother. Oh, this was unexpected. So, yes, we have now managed to restore lack of snow to Snowhead. Doesn't make much sense, does it? You know, if it's called Snowhead, it should be snowy all year round, surely. Oh, well. So, yes, now that we've melted the snow, we get quite a few things unlocked that we can do and stuff like that. But that is all going to be saved, my friends, for the next video. Here's a frog. Look at him go. Isn't he great? Anyways, I will see you guys in the next part. Goodbye!